So, what are the main two things you see people, the black community coming in? What's two main illnesses you may see the
Oh,
most?
Oh
let's
my
talk
God,
about it.
it's not two.
It's not
Well,
too.
give me well put it like this. I suffer from high blood pressure.
That's one.
That's
Yeah,
one.
I know that's like up there, and I know I'm quite sure diabetes is up there too. I
That,
know
That's
them
yeah,
one.
two.
that could.
That's
So,
one.
so
That's one.
I don't know. I mean, I'm quite sure there's other things,
I
but
think those two are it.
They are
The,
heavy hitters.
the interesting portion for us is people come in and they say, I want to cleanse. I want to detox. And I'm like, okay. All right. So what's going on? I just want to, no. Something's going on, right? Because your body's talking to you. Your body's telling you something. What's going on?
And you don't like what it's saying.
No, what's really happening here? So we'll go and like get in the weeds a little bit to find out like what's really going on here. Because what people believe it is or what they think it is or what they're willing to
probably not
tell
the-
you
yeah, it's probably
it
not the-
is not the case. So our focus is nutrition. First and foremost is nutrition and what you're eating and how you're eating, right? Because every day we probably say 75 million times a day this one phrase. You can't out-herb a bad diet.
Like,
you can't. Yeah,
you can't.
Yeah.
If your diet's trash, none of these herbs, none of
They're
these
not gonna work.
products
They're just
are
gonna
going to
pass them
make
right through.
if it does that.
if it do.
If it does that. So
or
we have to
it's
have real
doing
conversation.
something, but you can't feel it because it's fighting through so much crap.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the grease, the fat, the pet, like all the trash you eat. Like it just can't get through.
Poor
And
gut health.
Poor gut health.
Well, we know poor gut health is like maybe the number one thing. There's layers of waste in everybody's.
It's just all of that. So, you know, the high blood pressure, the diabetes. I mean, what people got chronic constipation.
The issues of the mind, right? Living with a lot of trauma is a big one.
Yes.
You know, you don't always have high blood pressure because you have a bad diet.
No.
You've been traumatized by death.
I'm traumatized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, extremely.
Yes,
That's right.
trauma
Yes.
does it.
Yeah.
Trauma does
I'm
it.
extremely
It will do
traumatized.
It does it. I mean, your
So,
kidneys.
what kind of herbs you got for me to get me out this trauma?
Well, a lot. So, well, a lot.
We need
right?
we need the reef pack. You know?
We
A
I
reef
like
pack.
that. I
We need a
like
reef
that.
pack for
That's a dope botanicals name too.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
need a
mean,
reef
so
pack.
a lot of it is first of all we got to figure out what's going on.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Where do you feel it?
Everywhere.
So often, right? But so
in my
often
back,
people
in my brain.
see.
Like,
But those are specific parts, right? So people will send you and they go, oh, get this herb, that's going to work for you. We don't know that herb is going to work for you. You have reckless mind chatter.
Yes.
Somebody else feels it in their gut and they have a nervous stomach. I can't give you the
What somebody
reckless
else-
mind
yeah,
chatter,
I got
but
you.
right? Because you have your own energetics, your own body constitution. All of that has to be taken into account. So it's no one size fits all. We have fantastic products that work for everybody, literally, right? But the more you kind of talk to us, the more we find out, the more we're able to say, okay, this is where we're at with this, right? You've been wearing that fake smile for the last 5 years, and now you feel it in your chest, right? Or you've been pretending all this time. Or, yes, you can have that herb because your son got murdered, and that's why you have high blood pressure. Because your adrenals are so fatigued that your fight, flight, and freeze is on overdrive. Right. So we knew too, you know, when we think about these herbs, what do we want to do? We want to focus too on the nervous system,
Yeah.
okay.
right?
So important.
Because herbalism in an urban environment is not like some of these other places
Correct.
where you get to sit down and you enjoy
Walk around
the
with
grass
your
and
sneak
the
without
stuff.
your, with your
No,
bare feet. None of that's
somebody
happening.
might be shooting outside my window,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
The fire engines, the police cars, all
smog,
those
the
things.
air.
The small,
Yes.
the homeless person who cussed you out for walking by. Like
Right.
you're assaulted every day.
Every day.
Every day.
The asphalt, walking
Yeah.
on the asphalt, all those things assault the body. So we really want to look at your nervous system. What's going on? How do you feel, right? So that's from here all the way down, and it radiates throughout the entire body. So we do a lot of work. Whenever I'm thinking about formulating something, I'm really thinking about it from a perspective of the city dweller. From an urban perspective, how is this gonna work?
Gotcha.
So like we don't
That's
have
dope.
any
I never heard
pills.
I never heard that said. You should get the city pill pack.
Yeah.
The city
Yeah.
pill
We
pack.
don't have any pills, right?
Mm-hmm.
At Dope Botanicals. We don't make any pills because we want you to assimilate these herbs as a nutrition.
So you grind them up, or
So we have powders. We go liquid, powder, and cut.
Yep.
That's it.
what's cut?
So cut herbs are our different tea blends. So those are like how people usually maybe used to seeing them as like dried leaves or whether it's little
So
pieces
you
of the
drink,
roots
make
or
them into
whatever.
a tea or something.
Yes,
The little ball
yeah,
thing.
So that's cut herbs, which are tea blends. Then you have powders, those range in use and function, whether they're a powder blend that we make, whether like let's say for gut health, it could have baobab, green papaya, lucuma, hibiscus, ginger. That's biome, right? That's a powder. You can add that to a smoothie. You can add it to hot water and drink it as a tea. Then some of our powders are like the different mushrooms: lion's mane, chaga, reishi, turkey tail. Then you also have our liquids, which are our extracts and elixirs, right? So like tinctures, they in the dropper, different formulas for that. Whether it's don't fret is a tea, but Kool-Aid, great for nervousness, anxiety, helping you cool off, right? So those are how we sell herbs in 3 different forms. And we didn't want pills because number one, people just be popping pills and
Like these
they don't
veins.
and they don't assimilate into the body properly.
And your gut health is
and
so
your
bad.
gut health is so bad. They not even being like
You're not
broken
getting
down
nowhere.
effectively. And you really do
They're just
need
passing through.
Yes, and you need to get into the ritual of taking care of yourself. Like you really do need to chill. Take a minute. Take this 15 to 20 minutes and brew a cup of tea. Like
So-
you need to do that because the meditative practice of doing that is also going to help you.
Gout. I just thought about it. Gout is something I'm starting to see a lot of in black people more than ever. You got people that have been drinking 20, 40 years.
Yep.
So gout,
Gout.
when it comes to something like gout, now do you have something for gout or you?
So
you
gout
bring them
is
in
a
there?
big one, right? Because gout,
How I know all
people-
the big ones and y'all not helping me.
gout's a big one, but
is.
gout is kidney disease,
Yes.
right? So
Yeah, 'cause the kidneys the filter of the body.
Yeah, it's a
so-
buildup of uric acid.
in traditional medicine, they see the body differently than how we see the body, right? So they'll tell you have gout, right? And we go, oh, okay, you got gout.
So they want to
And
treat
then
the
they,
gout, but
oh,
not
it
the
hurts so
problems
bad.
making.
It hurts so bad. I got gout, right? Until you on dialysis,
Yep.
right? So the kidneys are not filtering the way they need to filter. So now you have a buildup of uric acid that is crystallizing in the joint,
Yeah, whether it's your knee,
Your
your
big
big
toe.
toe.
and that makes pain,
Yeah.
right? So people go, oh, what do you have for gout? No, what do we have for your kidney function? Is what you need to be asking us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you probably taking some painkillers for the gout.
That's fucking up that's clogging up your kidneys.
Exactly.
Just like
Yes.
the blood
Exactly.
the high blood pressure medication I'm on. I'm not a big fan of taking it because I know that it's gonna be dropping. I know whatever it's fixing is messing something up.
So this is the thing too. When you come to Dope Botanicals, we will not tell you don't take your meds.
Yeah, correct.
Because we have to be one responsible,
Yeah, you don't
and
get
two,
sued, yeah.
something has gotten you to this point.
Yes.
So people want to run to the plants to solve the issue that they made from messing with man, right? So you had all that crazy stuff, and you ate all that stuff, you did all that stuff, and you go, no, I know this could fix me. That could have prevented this issue, but you didn't want prevention. Now you want like this fast cure
It don't
in the
work like
plants. It does not work like that.
And I don't know why people in general expect to have the discipline now when they didn't before. Like it takes, once you have put the body into a state of disease, you cannot now expect for this same person, not for most people, to now have the strength to go so hard to correct it. Most people just don't have the fortitude, determination. They don't. So what you need to do is like just get your body in a state where you can care for it the best, right? And you need to stay on your meds and then work with your doctor to get as low as possible, because for a lot of people they not even going to get there. Like you can't just
It's
get
sad to
off.
say.
It's sad to say. It's like, oh yeah, we should be able to do this. What it take, you probably don't want to do, but some people will because you can. All these things are lifestyle diseases. You don't have to have that. right? But you do need to know that it's not a joke, it's not a game. Once kidney disease happens, kidney failure, then you are on dialysis, and you hope you get a kidney, right? If that happens, you're still on medication for the rest of your life, trying to make sure that that kidney, whether someone was
Puffy arm with dialysis
yes,
joining it.
who was kind enough to give you a kidney. My sister gave her dad a kidney, so these things hit very close to home for us, right?
Okay.
So we don't play any games when it comes to the kidneys. You need to be very serious about that.
So that's like the flip side of the coin, kind of what we were talking about is she says to people sometimes it's not just what you ate on your plate as food, it's what the stress, it's all those things, right? So
Social
our
media.
dad being the person who taught us all these things, right? But he was a
stress.
man in the community.
He was
Yeah,
in the
right?
community.
And that was important. And neglecting himself to do all these other things. He had high blood pressure and he thought, I'm not going to take these meds. I'm not going to do something. But that's why it's the silent killer, right?
It is.
High
It
blood
really
pressure
is.
really is the silent
Them
killer.
them headaches is real.
Yeah.
Like, them headaches are real when you
Headaches, heart attacks, stroke.
Yeah, because if you have a kidney problem, you have a heart problem.
They go hand
And
in
people
hand.
don't put it together like that. And then there's a lot of irresponsible herbalism.
Yes.
Right? There's a lot of reckless people out here saying, all you gotta do is take these soursop bitters. That's a lie. I guarantee you that's a lie. These people will kill you.
Yep.
And the uneducated public likes to hear the lie because the truth is too much to stand. The truth is that you need some discipline. The truth is you need to go home today, throw all that food away. The truth is you might not be able to eat right now, right? The truth, right? The truth is you can only have vegetables until you get this thing under control. That's the truth, but nobody wants to hear that. So when somebody tells you you could just take this, and they give you some like hocus pocus,
some crazy concoction.
Yeah, and you go, oh, okay, yeah, that I'm gonna do this, and sis, that's not gonna work.
Because the truth,
I promise you,
it seems unattainable, but it is. It just takes discipline and hard work, and you can do it. It's just you really have to have a full life change. You really gonna have to go home and clean all that stuff out. And if you got a partner who eat trash too, I don't know, you might got to get rid of them.
that's a true story.
Like, that's for real.
That relationship might not last.
When you be
that relationship might
it
not
sounds
last.
like you both two are skilled in that.
That's a true story.
Sounds like y'all done kicked
No
some people
lies
to the
was told
curb.
right there.
The truth is that when you change your life and
Everybody
you really
gotta be on
fighting for
board.
your life,
Yeah.
everybody got to be on board.
Yeah.
Everybody, because one person may be there, or multiple people, or your kids, and they be like, "Oh, we ain't doing that."
Oh,
I
you
didn't
not?
come
Well,
from
what
a
you
house
going to
like
eat?
that.
What you
Yeah,
going
but
to
I
eat?
say, so you guys been on this diet all your life.
Yeah.
And
Our diet has evolved over
has
time, you know?
but for the most part, it always has been.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been some
I
variants
mean, neither
of
one of
this.
you look a day over 20, so like you guys got it popping. Like y'all got it popping for y'all.
We're
No,
13 years apart.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
we
know.
are.
I remember she was a little kid on the
That's
porch.
right. She's a
And so-
baby.
No, so what I'm saying, because like now, every time I look on Instagram, I see somebody came out with a kitchen. Everybody has like sugar and salt. Like my brother always say, three right things. You know, three most addictive things: salt, sugar, and cocaine. If you put it on the table, you can't even tell which one is which.
That's right. The whiter your
So-
bread, the quicker you did.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's funny because when I see these Instagram reels of people making food, I mean, I've seen some vegan ones, but sometimes it's like in Oakland, or it might be like 2 or 3 in Philadelphia, but nowhere near the mass of how many people in Philadelphia is cooking it. And even though I'm happy to see Black people have their own businesses, it's almost like, God damn, we're leaving all our people to the slaughter. And it's a deep thing because I don't want to be considered the hater, you know what I mean? Because I started out like y'all, but I know I went to the dark side a couple times in my life, you know what I mean? And it took for me to have brain surgery to really come back somewhat on this side. I'm not all the way there yet, but I said it to say, like, I see, like, when I see them make it the yams and they put all the sugar and all the cheese and everything,
I know.
and I look at them like, damn, like that's really death, like, like that's right up there with death, and not to knock them, but it's just like, wow, we so far off our diet as a community because this is not like what we really supposed to be eating.
No.
And it's scary because I know those places make a lot of money, and again, I do like to see Black people making money. I do like to see us supporting ourselves, but it's almost like we so far off of where we're supposed
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Compared to the days of being in the dark places with the kush
Yes.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. So how do y'all feel about that? Like when you see that?
You know, mindset is everything.
Some of them videos scary.
They very frightening. Mindset is everything, and the lack of real food has caused real problems in our communities.
Yes.
And
Yes,
in
it's
our
like we lost our
neighborhoods.
soul.
That's
It's
right.
like we lost our soul.
So we got a lot of MSG monsters,
Yes.
right?
On top of the pills that come
Yes.
with it. Yes.
We got people who have become soulless,
Yes.
right? A lot of these things I feel like can be directly attributed to what you consume, right?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Not
yeah.
just in your mouth,
But what
but
you watching,
consumption in your eyes.
social media,
yes.
your brain.
All these things are ways we consume toxins.
Correct.
And we keep taking them in and taking them in and taking them in and taking them in. And now I feel like we are having the consequence of a lot of these actions.
Mm-hmm.
Children, no attention span, no nothing, and the idea that, well, you could decide.
Yeah, ADHD was
yeah.
not a thing when I was young.
No.
It was no such thing
And
as
like
sit your ass down for you get this belt.
That's right.
That's it.
And then men being women and women being men, but we ain't gonna get no crazy on that because I don't want to lose my sponsorship. But no, but like, but a lot of stuff I see now is like, it wasn't allowed. Like in the
No.
communities I was in, it wasn't allowed.
It
as far
wasn't.
as
It
far
wasn't.
as like, you just acting bad because you want to be bad. I mean, I see that depression is a real thing now as I get older, right? But I promise y'all, like when I was growing up in the places I was at, you had no time for it. Like,
And you know what we got to be careful of too is that people are being revisionists.
yeah.
They are rewriting
Yes.
stories of what we know was the truth. If
Yeah.
you say that, somebody will now say to you, "No, you just didn't know."
Yeah,
That's
What
right.
are you
What type of
talking
bullshit is
about?
Yeah,
True.
yeah,
I
like-
was there.
Yeah,
And
that's
most
what
of the
I'm
time
saying.
you
I know.
wasn't.
I
You
mean-
weren't
I
even
mean-
there.
I mean,
That's the
honestly,
thing.
like, I think, like,
That's
I
not
know-
to say that there were no issues.
Yeah. No.
But we
yeah.
know that something has changed.
Something.
The community I remember in the early 80s, before crack, right? A lot of things just wasn't allowed.
That's
like,
right.
A man was a man, a woman was a woman. And not no places like you shut up when I come to the house. No, I'm just talking about, the nurturing part.
There was a
woman.
family structure.
Yes, there was a family structure. And it's like, that structure hasn't existed predominantly on any city block that I know at this point.
Yeah.
So saying that, like, most blocks I go on, you may see 2, 3 dads, 4 dads. Guys argue with me all the time like there's a lot of men, and I know it's not in the places I be. You know what I mean?
saying.
I know in the more affluent communities they are, whether that's black or white. But when I go in some of these communities and I see the lack of structure, you already know, well, if a mom ain't there, what they got to do? Go in the freezer, get a little, frozen dinner or some whatever stuff that, like, I remember when we was young, like, if my dad even thought we was like eating a Lunchable or something, that was my ass. I was getting my ass beat. Like, getting a bag of potato chips, plain chips only, was a treat. Like, I'm talking about, I might got that once a month. Like, and that sugar would hit me like, ugh. Like, I mean, that salt. But anyway, like, when I see it now, like, so now when I be at parties and I see the little kids with the blue mouths and stuff, and I just be like, damn, he just got his first hit of crack. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
It's
seeing.
that
Like, he just
deep,
got hit. He just got hit with it. Like, you see him go through it like,
Yeah.
Yep.
it's
And they
crazy. Like,
charged up to
Wanna
the
fight?
boy.
Not acting right, go to school bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
More suspensions. We did work with the school district, and suspensions would happen after lunch and the first thing in the morning,
Yeah, 'cause the
because
sugar's
that's
still
when
in
they
there.
would go to the truck, and that's when you go to the vending machine. So there's a direct correlation, and even in your health
Yeah,
training,
so it was
with the
like-
nutrition.
With the nutrition perspective, like, it's like ADD, ADHD. No, these children got NDD, nutritional deficit disorder. They don't have enough nutritious foods.
Okay.
That's what's causing these behavioral responses and these problems in these kids, right? They're on trash.
Okay.
And that's what happens. It's not necessarily they are overreacting. They do have emotional imbalances because they're
the-
not
because the
balanced.
drugs-
Handwriting
Because
study.
the food, they did a study and how the children's handwriting changed and got better just by simply changing their meals. There was no change in teaching and writing direction and more little dotted line, little traceables. No, it was purely just eating different foods. So a lot of these things are nutrition. Like your child got nutritional deficit disorder. They're not fed appropriately. You feed them, but they're starving.
And then there's the excuses, right? So we got to keep it a buck. Like when we have people that look like us specifically, we got a lot of excuses.
Yes, we do.
And people want to act like, well, you don't have access to that. Let me tell you, we had the time of our life in Walmart.
Yeah.
In Walmart.
For real?
Walmart
I hate
is an
Walmart.
organic food haven in those
Those
aisles.
aisles, yeah, the little
Yeah, you
organic.
just
Now,
gotta
now
look.
they are though. That's
It
kind of
wasn't
new.
before,
Yeah,
but
that's
we
new.
can only live in the present. So I'm like, yo, the last time we wild rice, black rice, all these
And
things.
it be the brands I get from
Right.
the upper
But-
market. But
Now,
cheaper.
the question is it that it's there, it's not there, or is it that
Didn't
you
go
don't
looking
know?
Yeah, you didn't
So
go
that's
looking
the
for it.
hurdle that we need to get over.
And is it that you don't like the taste?
Well, that part, because people, we tell them all the time, do not let your taste buds
Hey.
hijack your healing.
Hey, listen, this is so real. I went to this it's like a restaurant. It's like from the farm to the table. So it's still meat. Of course, you wouldn't be liking that neither, but it's like with no preservatives.
Yeah.
So when I'm eating there, it was two younger people with me, and it was like one particular person like I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, this don't taste right. I said, this is from the farm to the table.
Yeah.
So if you're used to anything other than this, I said, let me guess, you want to go to the Chinese store and get number 22, like, I'm quite sure you're 22 or 25, whatever that number is, a D23. Like, it's so much sugar and everything and salt and everything that when they get something that's at least is in its most natural state.
Yeah, people can't eat real meat.
No.
They can't eat
Our
real
grandfather
meat.
was a hunter,
Yes.
and his family, our family, were all hunters, right? His brothers. So when he would go and hunt, he would bring home deers, he would bring home rabbits,
Went
and
fishing all the time. all this
yeah,
stuff.
fish, everything. So I knew how to scale a fish. I knew how to dress a rabbit. That's not something I could do today
At
because I
all.
feel like, oh
Yeah,
my gosh, she's poor. I can't do it.
No.
But when I was a kid, that to me was even the meat aspect of it.
Look different, smell different.
Right. So even going to school with that, I couldn't understand when the other children, they were buying meat out the supermarket.
Big chicken. Everybody went to big
Yeah.
wings, and I'm like,
I said,
that's not right.
no.
That's
You
not
went
right.
to the butcher.
I said, well,
Yeah.
then we had to pull the, then it just makes you weirder in school. Like, we had to pull the feathers out. Then we
Yeah.
had to, and this is, I'm bringing a rabbit tail for show and tell. They had deer feet.
Yeah,
Like,
total
this came from
crazy freakiness.
total weird stuff. It was like, I know the teachers were like,
Too
these
freaky,
children in my class were
yes.
crazy.
But you know
But
what's
we-
crazy?
yeah.
This is what's crazy because I work sometime around a lot of country white people, and that's their norm.
Yes.
Like they kill a deer, and that's the meat
That's
for
right.
the year. They make their own jerky.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So even though I don't eat that type of stuff, like when they bringing it and they breaking it down to me, I'm like, damn. So they'll say how like the deer has like way better ribs, or the filet mignon comes off of the deer, whatever that is, and it's supposed to be so much better than the
Fillet,
one.
that piece.
Yeah, it's so much better than the beef one. To what they say, I don't know, I don't eat none of it.
Yeah.
But when I'm listening to them, I'm like, damn, like their kids don't make their kids. This particular person probably doesn't make no more than the average person who works for the city.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's what you have access to.
That's true.
It's what you allow yourself to know.
Yeah.
So where in the city we may know how to do certain things
Yeah.
that'll put us light years ahead of them in certain places. They know how to live sometimes to the most bare minimum.
Yeah.
Meaning that, like, if our EBT, if their EBT
Yeah.
car is cut down, they can go fish. They can go
that's
do
a
that.
real skill.
Yeah.
That's
Like
life
you,
skills.
that's life skills.
That's life
Correct.
skills.
You could feed
Correct.
yourself and your family because no matter what you decide to eat, you need to know where your food come from, right?
Correct.
And it
If-
should be real.
And it should be real. If you can't, because if you really eat meat, if you can't look at it, if you can't kill it, if you can't do all this stuff that
shouldn't be
come
eating
with
it.
that, you shouldn't eat it. It's disrespectful to the animal. It's disrespectful
To
to
nature.
all of it,
And to
to
nature.
nature.
Yeah.
Because you need to own it and pay homage to that animal and be thankful and of its sacrifice for you to sustain yourself. But if you can't handle that, then you might need to make a different decision. I can't do it. Like, all right,
Right.
it's not
And
going
the
to
thing
happen.
is, that deer was better than that Impossible Burger.
Yes, it was.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's nothing but like oil, soybean
Beyond
oil.
whatever,
Yeah, beyond,
right?
yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Because that's why
That's
they,
not
but
even
they
real.
tell you what it is. That's why they call it plant-based It's not plant-based. It's plant-based, like a building.
Yeah, plant-
It's a
plant-based, yeah.
factory.
Factory.
It's
Well,
plant-based.
it's gonna get worse now because San Francisco just allowed for the fake meat to hit
Oh,
the
the clones.
Yep, the clones.
They've been allowing it. They just telling
Yeah,
people.
they're telling you now, and the
Because
way
ain't no way it's all these chickens.
It's no way.
I
Ain't
don't
no
even know
way.
where these
Ain't
chickens
no
be
way.
coming
Where these
from.
wings,
Where they
breasts,
from?
and how you get to choose now? People, I want drumsticks or a flat.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, and I mean that, and then you got to factor in that guy like Bill Gates. Now he just changed the whole no GMO labels. They got
Oh, yeah, it's ugly.
yeah, it's going down.
It's
man.
ugly.
It's so important for
ugly.
you to understand where your food comes from, understand how to make your food, cook your food, grow your food to an extent. Like, you need to understand these things. These are life skills. They are life-saving skills, and more than ever, because it's just going to get worse. Nothing's better than a sick person for the system.
Oh
Nothing.
no, because
Nothing is
we
better.
we don't cure nobody.
No,
we just keep
I'm
treating
not going to cure you.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep
treating
you sick. I'm going to make money off of you. And there's nothing better than a sick person for the system. Nothing's
And
better.
the body is so beautifully designed,
Beautifully.
right?
And resilient.
That, oh my gosh, with all the trash we put it through, with all the stuff, even with you saying you had brain surgery and still sitting right here,
Oh yeah,
right?
amazing. Yeah.
Everything is modeled off of this. This is the machine. This is the model.
The car,
for,
the same way the
for
car
AI.
works. Yeah, the
That's
same
right.
way everything works is based off the
Everything
human
works
body.
is
Correct.
based, a cell phone. Everything is based off of this intelligent design, right? That's connected to source. So you need to give real foods to a real body.
Correct.
So the question is, what kind of bodies do they want? They don't want real
Well, we
people.
don't want to talk about the fake bodies and stuff because
They don't want real people, right?
That's
That's why
that's for the
everything is
Patreon
fake.
episode when we talk about the fake bodies
Yeah,
and
but
stuff.
but it is. That's
Yeah.
why you got. If you want a hamburger, if you want a hamburger made out of cow, eat that. Don't eat that other. What, I don't know what that is. I know the hamburger was real because hopefully that was a cow and somebody ground
like
it
a
and
cow,
they did
yeah.
this stuff. But I don't know what that is. When people ask, do y'all? No, we don't eat that. No, we don't eat that.
And you guys are strictly plants though, right? You guys are just plants, right?
Yeah, what you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, all y'all eat is plants. Y'all don't mess around with no.
Look, I eat all the plants.
we eat all the
Yeah.
plants.
Legumes and all that good
We
stuff.
eat all the plants and we sell all the weeds except for one.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm about to say, hey you.
Except for one.
Except for one.
Except for
We
one.
don't sell that one.
Yeah.
We sell all the other weeds.
Because the weeds will keep you alive.
Yes, that's all.
We talk to people about
Oh, like
the weeds all the
dandelions,
time.
the great dandelions.
Nettle.
They made everybody cut them out their yard growing up, but it's one of the
Yes,
best
excellent
things.
for you.
Yeah, one of the best things you
So
can
when
ever
you
take.
think about blood pressure, right? Dandelion.
Yeah, I
It's a
take
natural
dandelion.
It's a
diuretic.
natural diuretic. A lot of times people like their water weight and all that stuff is off once again because of the kidneys, filtration, all of those things. Dandelion's excellent for that. When we talk about you want like blood pressure and things like, is this stress related? Is this trauma related? Maybe you need some adaptogens. Maybe you need some nervines that are soothing. It all depends, right? We talk about what's that other one? Blood sugar.
Blood sugar is a mean. That's a mean one. That's a mean one.
You need to throw out your kitchen.
I see a lot of people
Yeah.
like that blood sugar is so mean that like I see a lot of people play around with it, and by the time they get to about 40 to 60, they're pretty much out of here.
Yeah.
Like I actually went to a funeral not too long ago, and this guy was a great guy, great personality, great everything, but that sugar mean.
Oh yeah.
And when you don't, and he didn't, and then I see some people. I know a guy that used to be in my bar at one point. He actually died in the backseat of a car because his sugar went up and nobody knew, and they just thought he was just taking a
and
nap.
them comas come quick.
They come
And
quick.
it's a deep thing. I'm not trying to make a snippet off his life. I'm just saying like it's deep because like that health, like so. It's crazy being a black man in Philadelphia. This is what you kind of go through, like what I've kind of seen. So you're a kid about 1 to 10. By the time you get to 10, you started seeing the 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds. Now you start seeing a little bit of death, like between the, as a teenager, you start to see some death. You start seeing, the shootings and whatever, and people going to jail. Then you get to like 40, like where I'm at now, I'm 43, and you really start seeing people dying from health now. I'm like it don't even make sense health. Like you sitting there looking like he was only like my best friend died from cancer. He had it in 2 different spots, and when they gave him, and he was 32, 33. And when they gave him chemo on one of the cancers, the other cancer. So maybe it's in the pancreas, he get the chemo, and then the lymph nodes keep producing more cancer, and it was like a 1-2 punch, and it took him out of here real fast. And I had never seen nobody die that young from health.
Yeah.
And even with me seeing that, it didn't make me change my diet until I had my own scare where I had a mass grow on my brain. They had to scratch me open. But when I learned of that and I see it, so now when I walk around, I look at people's heads, because there's a lot of people with these scars on their head. But I know a lot of people that didn't make it that had these same things. So, you know, just y'all even coming on here being able to talk about this, I give y'all kudos, because a lot of people that I know older that's in this game, same game as y'all, a lot of them scared to even come on camera and talk about it. You know what I mean? So I'm very grateful that y'all even took the time to come out here and talk to me today about this. So I want to thank y'all for coming out. Tell the people how they can get in contact with you. There's your camera.
Yes.
Tell them where everything is at.
Okay. Dope Botanicals is located 257 South 20th Street in Philadelphia, PA, right in Rittenhouse. We right around the corner from the park. We right on 20th Street. Come see us. We help. Anything else, Nene?
That's it.
Tell them where to follow y'all at. And all that.
Yeah. You can follow us
Jesus.
on, oh yeah.
You can follow us on Instagram.
at Dope Botanicals. We have a TikTok, Dope Botanicals.
And our website
is
www.myDopeBotanicals.com.
Yes. And that's where we, respond and talk to you. And you could come see us and give out recommendations.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, folks, I'm going to thank you for coming out. This interview could have went another 2 hours, but the people that's always on me, so I had to cut it off at 60. So the haters have won again. And I'm sorry I could have gave y'all more, but the haters shut me down. Always tune in. Remember to like, share, subscribe, Just Convos. Also, don't forget, go to the Facebook page to see the behind the scenes, different conversations we may have had, things like that. And the Patreon is coming soon. Thank you very much.